All right. Looks like I can't go live on Twitter. Social media. Anyways, free low boards. You want to look at them? Let's take a look right after this. Check 1, 2. Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday, July 17th. And, so. Oh, man, it's been a hell of a few days, right? It's been, the rates are down. July is doing what July does. July, a lot of people don't realize this. July, everybody thinks July is like the big, we're in the middle of summer freight. No, summer freight's done. For the most part, you're looking at the transition period between summer and fall when it comes to the retail. Like I went to Walmart and was looking for grill supplies, and it was like, yeah, it's on clearance maybe. They were already moving the fall stuff in. The beverage companies are gearing up for all the transitions for the end caps and everything for football season that's coming up. And they are preparing because they don't want to pay those October prices. So they're going to start shipping that stuff now. So don't be surprised when you open the trailer doors and you find Christmas end caps in there. So anyways, good morning. Hope all is well. It's been a struggle this week. So I did not go live Monday, as you guys probably saw, because, for various reasons, but one of them was, mainly because I had to get drivers booked and loaded and everything else. And so, anyways, today we're going to talk about free load boards. Now, if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, which I doubt you are, there's only 11 people in here. There's free low boards, and then there's the ones that you pay for. I promote the 1 through 3 low board, 48065. Okay, that's kind of what I do. Do I use the low board? Absolutely. I would not promote a product that I do not use. I use the market rates all the time. Their market rates seem to be more accurate than everybody else's. And some of it's because it's going off of AI. And then their hot market maps kind of give me a good aerial view of where trucks and trailers need to be. And then also it's got the trip builder feature, which Jeff is better at showing off that than I am. And then I also use the DAT board. You know, it's no secret. There's no conspiracy. I do use the DAT board. Why? Because it's literally been the low board for 50 years. Dial a truck, truck stop, TV screen, write down the number and hope that the broker answers, that kind of thing. That's where all the volumes are. Truck stop. I had a truck stop account through another carrier, and it was okay. It's better for flatbed and reefer, I think, than van. But I was still seeing loads that on sometimes 123 is actually better than DAT on the flatbed stuff. So, but either way, it's good to have more than one tool. It's good to have, a lot of people like, how do you know all this stuff? How do you know to do this? How do you know what this, all this stuff? And I'm like, well, because I've got multiple sources of finding loads. And this ain't even counting, this is not even counting the platforms that like Spot has and that Uber and CH and all these brokers that have their own low boards. ATS, Anderson's got their own low board now. Landstar, of course, has their own low board, which it's antiquated. It's the same exact low board that I had when I was there 10 years ago. And then you have Truck Smarter and you have Trucker Tools, and then you got DOF, DOFT. So when the DAT goes down and 123 doesn't have what you're looking for, then you have all these resources, free resources. So, but and we're going to take a look at a couple of them. Why? Because they have their faults, they have their issues, and I want to kind of go over them. Because believe it or not, there are people that run the spot market that don't pay for a low board subscription. And I get, we've always said, get your costs down, get your costs down, get your costs down. But I'm going to use an example. If you're checking, okay, well, let's do this here, okay? Let's show the screen here. And I don't know how long this live feed will be. The odds of me getting interrupted are pretty high right now. But I wanted to get this out because obviously my numbers are going to struggle for a minute till I can get some consistency back. All right, this is Truck Smarter. So let's do Springfield, Missouri. I know this market, right? Springfield, Missouri. Going anywhere for van. Pick up today. Oh no, let's do for today. Search. 96 results. I'm sorry, 99. 99 results. Okay. Now, if we go to DAT, what was my radius on that? 150. Okay, so that's usually the standard. That's where I start, right? So let's go to DAT. Search loads. Let's do Springfield, Missouri. To anywhere. 150 mile radius for today. Search. 594 loads. Now, granted, some of them are double postings, and some of them are, brokers that you don't even want to touch with the 10-foot pole. I saw that Surge is still posting rates with a 25 or 29 credit score. But pretty much they have, these are all like decently named brokers. A lot of these I've worked with. RXO, Landstar, Magellan, I've worked with them. Priority One. Cargo Barn, I've worked with them. Magellan's got quite a few here. Landstar's got a few. Allen Lund, worked with them. US Express. I mean, so these aren't just like crappy brokers, right? So let's take a look at these 99. Okay, let's look at the posting ages. 2 days, 2 days, 1 day, 1 day. Here's a new one, 16 minutes, 17 hours, 1 day, 16 hours, 15 hours, 2 days, 2 days, 1 day, 2 days, right? These loads are gone. Most of these are gone. 20 hours, 2 days, 20 hours. So out of this night, well, it's 102 now. It's refreshed. How many of these are really here? Now, if you want to book yourself 2 days ahead of time, then you can look at this one. But let's grab one of these loads here. Let's pull up 2 days. $680 to go from Fort Smith, Arkansas to Mansfield, Louisiana. $4.45 a mile. Hell yeah. 140-mile deadhead, 153 loaded miles. And then it's got like a factoring thing. This is C.H. Robinson, You can connect your account to this, so they want access to what CH loads you do book. 43.5 on the weight. And let me tell you this, that's not an easy trip from Fort Smith to Mansfield. I've done it. Right? It's not an easy trip. All right, there's no, let me see, is there a rate check of any kind? Nope. This was posted 5 days ago. I guarantee if I went to the CH board right now, it's not even there. And so they're saying it's 680. So let's go to the paid load board and look at the market rates. Fort Smith, Arkansas to Mansfield. Oops. Louisiana. Get right. They're showing it 884. Cargo Chief. Let's see where Cargo Chief and green screens are at. 1385. 756 is the low. Now let's go to DAT. Dashboard. Tools. Fort Smith. AR to Mansfield, Louisiana. Search. 734 on the 30-day. So even at the bare minimum of the 734, that's $100 more than what TruckSmart is saying. Actually, no, less than $100 more. When people tell me that they can't afford a low board, then I'm like, well, why are you a business owner? I mean, imagine if you owned a restaurant and you said, well, I would have, pork products on my menu, but I can't afford it. Or I can't afford napkin holders, so, we don't have napkins. Or I can't afford forks. You see what I'm saying? You're a business owner. Now, do these low boards have a place in time? Yes. When the big low boards go down, which I've never seen 1, 2, 3 go down. I've seen DAT and Truck Stop go down. Then yes, you have other resources. If you only want to do big brokers, or if you use their factoring service, okay, I can see that, but check this out. These loads are all old. The postings are old because here's what happens, and I've worked the TMS system from a broker's vantage point. I can get on Ascend and I can post to multiple load boards, right? And Sorry, I got a text that distracted me. Man, I lost my train of thought. Okay, TMS. All right, sorry, I'm back. I can automatically post a load as a broker to multiple sources. But let's say I'm handling 50 loads for the day. That's what's on my computer. Am I going to am I going to be able to take them all off at once? It depends. And so, how many times have you guys called on a load? Oh, that's already gone. That's already gone. That's already gone. Even though it just got freshly posted. So I mean, it's there's free load boards will only get you so far. And so if time is running out and you're calling on the 99 results here, meanwhile DAT has got 588 results. Let's see what 123's got. Because we got to be fair, right? I got quite a few. I don't see where the number is on the amount, but look at these posting ages. 3 minutes. I've got this sorted by age. You don't get into an hour until, I don't know, halfway down. Not halfway, actually. Look at all these loads. Not one says, now we're getting into the 8+ hour old loads. Okay. But then when you click on a load, let's look at this Kansas City to Leedsdale, Pennsylvania. Picks up at 8 o'clock today. Obviously, it's running late. Delivers at 12:01 a.m. in Pennsylvania on the 18th. It's kind of a bad posting, really. But look at all these. It gives you the profit, gives you the tools right there, right on the thing. Tells you what loads are coming out. DOT doesn't even do that, right? It'll tell you right off the bat. Oh, it looks like I can get from PA to anywhere. It looks like I can get from Leedsdale. There's 312 loads, right? And then if you factor through Thunder, you've got that pre-approval. You can see their credit score with TransCredit. They'll tell you if they're a TM member or not. I get it. We're trying to reduce costs. But you're literally a mechanic without some of your tools. And I don't know. And then Trucker Tools, they got some stuff up here. Let's take a look at what they got. Springfield, Missouri. So Springfield, Missouri. Pick up today. Today only. Van. Search. 11. They have 11 loads. Oh, but they're premium loads. Look, that they use the word premium. ATS has got one. They have an app. And does it tell me how old these postings are? Now, these refresh in real time. So these are, let's see, Lebanon, Missouri to Stuttgart, Arkansas. Who's got that? Corporate traffic. Now, the positives is that you're not going to have these mom and pop scammy brokers on these boards, which is a good thing. But you don't want to assume that they're in good shape. Because remember, Coyote is a big name. Remember, Convoy was a big name. Remember, Uber is a big name. But they're all struggling financially. And then maybe you can't do Snyder loads because, Snyder said F you to your carrier for one reason or another. This is paper, Rolla, Missouri to Morrilton. Let's take a look at that load. Gives you a map. That's kind of cool. Gives you an email. So that is valuable because you can email this person and see if they have anything in your area, right? You can email this person and say, hey, how many of these do you have a week? How many of these, how often do you have these? I don't have a truck today, but I might have one Thursday, that kind of thing. And then you can create your kind of Rolodex of that's old school, of email addresses from brokers that you can contact. Sometimes you got to dig a little bit to see that on DAT. But again, 11 versus 588. Oh, let's refresh. See if 584. So we've lost 4 loads. That's why free load boards, people are like, oh, well, I can't afford it. Well, you can't afford to not have it. Now, if you're only running the spot market, 1 load a month, that kind of thing, I can see that, right? I can see not paying for something like DAT or whatever. But if you're 100% spot market and you don't have access to the biggest load boards in the system, which is, DAT 1, 2, 3 and truck stop. You got to do something, man, because guess what? It's not getting any easier out here. The brokers are not becoming easier to work with. July sucks. July is a vacation month for a lot of owner operators. And it's just what it is. If you don't want to pay for load boards, then why'd you come to the spot market? And again, this is not just to promote 1, 2, 3. This is to help your business. Because a lot of people, I've watched people go out of business that refused to pay for a load board. That refused to pay somebody like me when they obviously couldn't do it themselves. I've helped people for free because I care about people staying in business. But I've gotten to the point that maybe not everybody deserves to stay in business. And that's actually, none of us deserve anything. There's a really good video by Order of Man. I'm going to post it on my community page on both channels. I highly suggest you watch it because one of the harsh realities, it's harsh truths that people need to know, men need to know. And one of them is you don't deserve anything. There are things that you earn, but you don't deserve anything. The spot market doesn't owe you a dang thing. The brokers don't owe you. The carriers don't owe you. They might owe you money, but you're a business owner. You got to act like it. All right, let's get to the comments here. Let me put this on the hot market map so you guys can stare at it while I read comments. Now, ultimately, there's a goal to get off the low boards and use brokers that don't post on there. But you got to get there. You got to start that journey, and that starts with these low boards. So, my name is Nobody. Good morning. STTN, good morning. Shannon, good morning. Gary Cook, good morning. I'm listening to Edwardsville, Illinois. It's a good spot. TJ, what's up? Gary Cook, I-55 north and south of Shanahan, Illinois closed due to power lines down due to bad storms. Yes, there's that, I forget the name of the company, but there's that tanker company right outside of, in that Shanahan area, I believe. Right off of 50, I want to say 57. I could be wrong. They have the green trucks, the tanker. I mean, they got nailed with the tornado. It looks like some, Godzilla went through and tossed all the trucks around. It's crazy. I remember passing and like, man, those trucks look pretty cool. And seeing that upended like that. And then I guess both airports had reports of tornadoes at the same time there in Chicago. So, Tolga, good morning. It's nice to see all of you legends again. Well, thank you. Josh Vegan, howdy. SST, what's up? Tolga, saying hi to Josh and SST. Truckers Education says, looks familiar. It does. Jeff set me up with 123, and I'm very grateful for that. That's why he's the master. He shows the trip builder thing, and he shows the load planner, and I'm more about the hot market map and the market rates. Which low board is better to use, DAT or 123? Well, I mean, it depends. DAT's got more volume than 123. 123 is working on that. So I have both. Morning, Steve. Ride my bike from dealership home. Need some of them rear brake things. All right. Fixed. Excellent. STTN, he is one of my top drivers. He's on it. He's on it with his communication with the broker. He's always on the early points of the appointment. And he just fixed his own dang truck. So, Desert Okie Pam, good morning. Sterling says 420. Thank you for the super chat. I like seeing that load planner Jeff used. Yes, I think that should be Jeff's forte, because he also promotes a 123 low board, and that the trip builder is a great tool. Good morning from Winnemucca, Nevada. Good deal. I enjoyed Nevada when I was there. I enjoyed Nevada. Sterling was a great host. Him and his wife were very gracious. They have a cool house, and I mean they have a shooting range out in the backyard, and it was pretty cool. We don't have to be fair anymore. Show us around trip load. I don't know. We might see one when I start, opening up the individual states here. Usually it's like Tampa to Tampa or something like that. And there's no details. I don't know what we were looking at here, but I'm going to stop in and say hello anyways. I see some familiar faces. Okay, I don't see anybody. I see familiar names. Haha. Motobomb, thank you for coming in. I know this isn't your forte, but I appreciate the support. The Hool, what's up? Gary says, I've used Uber Freight before and did well with it. It's a shame that Uber has gone down. Well, I mean, that's a sign of struggles, right? They've literally put out articles saying that they're concentrating more on the technology that will drive self-driving trucks, because they're all about automation, right? They don't want to call you and negotiate a load. They want you to click it, go. I've made some good money with Uber, but their detention policies, and their TONU policies and their rates too have gone downhill because they're concentrating on other things. And they're actually living off a little bit of the Uber rides deal too. So it has its advantage. They will tell you what loads are coming out of the area. So like if you're looking at a load on Uber, it'll show you, hey, there's 12 loads within so many hours at your destination and all that, which is pretty handy if you want to use the Uber load board to, connect the dots. If you're, but look, all these tools like what I'm showing here are only good if you're an anytime, anywhere type driver. If you only want to run specific 3 states, the load boards help, but the hot market maps and the trends, you're not paying attention to those. Every now and then you'll go, well, why does it suck to come out of Ohio right now? Well, because all the freight's in Georgia. Right? Scott is on his way to Denver from Ontario. Good luck and Godspeed, sir. James, what's up? Rinder, there he is. Hello from Yuma, Arizona. I've been there a time or two. I used to live out in Phoenix. We'd go in there a few times. FMCSA Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse has got rid of the bad apple drivers. I think that will help the good drivers. Maybe. I know I get reports from drivers all the time that they smell weed and coming out of the truck next to them. And there was a driver, one of our drivers was next to a dude at the Dollar General in Ardmore. And the dude was just toking one up right there inside the truck, right next to him. He had to close his windows because he could smell it. So, legalizing marijuana is going to create a lot of problems in the CDL world. So, but all right, let's take a look at availability here. This is dry van. Arizona's cooled down a little bit, but it's still better than it used to be. Let's take a look at Missouri, since we're talking about Springfield earlier. What's the best paying load overall rate coming out of Missouri? Let's take a look here. St. Charles, $4,000 to go to Washington, $1.91 a mile. These are the shopping carts. Now, I did contact PLS, and I said, hey, is there a list that you send out every day? And they're like, nope. So they love posting on load boards, which, as you can see, they're about $9,000 shy of what this normally goes for. That's a lot. Or 900, I'm sorry, $9,000. That'd be a lot. But it says carts. And so when you call in this load, you're going to want to know the true mileage, since it's multiple stops. It's not just going to be a straight Missouri to Washington. It's going to zigzag all over the place. But I've yet to do one of these for that company. They got a bunch going to Idaho. Look at all those going to Idaho. Direct Connect's got 206 go to Seattle. Let's take a look at this one. We're starting to see north of $2 to go out west in a few areas, which is good. But you're going to get reamed coming out. That's why. 25,000 pounds. They're right at what Cargo Chief is at. Not too far from rate check. My guess, you could probably get them up to at least $4,000, if not 41. But then let's look at the return load. So we scroll down here. There's only 12 going anywhere. Let's take a look at these. And they're all just staying out west on this board. At least the rates are good going into these areas, per mile. Does Washington need intrastate? Let me look here. Yep, Washington needs intrastate, so you got to make sure you got that authority. And that's why it's north of 2 on that one. You're looking at, what's the daily rate on this? $576. So some of you have costs that are above $600 a day. Good luck. All right, let's take a look at upstate New York. Let's see what's coming out of there. Sort this by rate, and you're going to see a lot of $10s, $50s. Oh, here's one, $24 a mile, $9,500. I believe that's probably a typo. Picks up Saturday. It goes into Long Island. So my guess is they meant to be at 950, judging by these other numbers. Here we go. Niagara Falls to Tempe, $1.58, $1.58, $1.82 to go to Colorado. So they're not even breaking 2 to go to Colorado. $1.31 to go to Las Vegas. Northeast is a tough gig. $1.10 to go to Arizona. So let's look at the rate per miles. Let's see where the shorties are going. $600 to go from Queens to New Jersey, 79 miles. $1,400 to go from Watertown to West Haven. It's actually not bad. Let's take a look at that one. 12-minute old posting. Now, coming out of Watertown, well, no, that is Watertown. So, coming out of Connecticut, well, it shouldn't be too bad as far as volume goes. That's a good rate per day for 324 miles, $1,400. See what the toll cost is. Only $25 in tolls, plus the Connecticut road tax thing and jigger that they got now. I don't know what that is. I don't deal with that. So that'd be a good load. It'll put you in definitely a better freight area. I don't know. But you're going to take a killing out of Connecticut, New Jersey area. So let's go down here. It was West Haven to anywhere, 507 loads. $1.66 to go to Florida. $1.16 to go to Indiana. $1.39 to go to Illinois. $1.83 to go to Fayetteville. That's the one I would grab. Or if you can get them up to 1,100 to Cincinnati with the 35-mile deadhead, that would be a good one. Depending if it crosses the river or not. Let's take a look at that load. Yeah, 106 below our cost per day. But the other one was how much percentage above our cost per day? So it balances, right? Profit per day, negative $23. Because you're looking at $303 in tolls. So yeah, that's crossing the bridge there. So this is not a good load. And it could be more if you got a deadhead into there and cross that bridge a second time. So this is the perils of running the Northeast. I feel sorry for the broker that has to try to cover that. So they're looking, look, here's the deal. That broker that needs to move that load, they're looking for the carrier that's not doing that math, or they're willing to do it despite that math. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for the guy that's going to call and say, "Oh, I need, $1,800 for this." They're going to hang up on you. That's the reality. That's it. There's so many times that I talk to drivers and they have these unrealistic expectations. Look, know your worth. Go for the gusto. Go for the gold. Yes. But I had a conversation with the guy today that was going to ask for $2 a mile coming out of Florida. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, dude. Not without like 15 stops. But I doubt that that's what this load is. Because he didn't know the rates of coming out of where he was at. It's important to know your craft. And if you're new at this, you can get a guy like me and I can help you out. You can get these tools. You know, this is the first low board Jeff did when he first entered the spot market. Spot market was completely new to him, despite he had some time at Landstar like I did, but still, spot market is a whole new ball game, even from Landstar. Because Landstar still had some direct freight. Landstar still had some drop and hook. And with all the new carriers that entered the system a couple of years ago, look, here's the deal. A lot of carriers, a lot of brokers, a lot of finance companies want to take advantage of the new guy that doesn't know squat. That's the reality. Now, of course, you got to jump in to get your knowledge, and I understand that, but you're literally going into a jungle of people that want to take advantage of you. And it takes time to get to the point where I can look at a low board and immediately see the red flags on some of the brokers, immediately know that this load isn't any good, immediately know that there's something screwy with this load because there's too much money on it. And by too much money, it's like 40% more than everybody else. So either means it's hazmat, multi-stop, or it's a scam. You know, like if you get a carrier pack with a Gmail address on it, you need to get rid of it. Right? You need to get rid of it. CDN says, please watch me live at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time today, Wednesday, on the Freight Coach channel, discussing LTL freight. That will be good. I will be there. I was trying not to step on that, but I was hoping that was Mountain Standard Time. So good deal, man. Gary says, I will run anywhere in the U.S., and that's great, but you don't want to run just anywhere in the U.S. So let me answer this text real quick. Oh, yeah, that's a question not for me. See, here's the thing. Here's where that's a strength, Gary, is let's say I call you and say, hey, I got this load paying $8,000 going out to Washington State. And you're like, yep, let's do it. And I'll give you, I'll be like, look, here's what you're looking forward to coming out of Washington State. Okay. And as long as you're okay with that, we do the math and like, okay, well, you're getting X amount to go out there, probably an average of X amount to come back. Does that work for a daily rate? Yes. Boom. Let's do it. Right. That's where that skill comes in. I've had people turn down $6,000 and $8,000 loads because it goes to the Northeast. 6,000, I will go to the Northeast. And I didn't run Northeast very much. Why? Because the profit margin's low. So if you can grab something where the profit margin's good or great, then you're fine. Is it a little bit more hassle? Yeah. Is it more traffic? Yeah. Is it harder to find parking? Absolutely. But if the price is right, you're willing to put up with those things. You got to be flexible in this world. Not everybody can run just their favorite lanes all the time. And if you're 100% spot market, you need to take advantage of the markets as they change. And they changed. A couple of months ago, Southeast was hotter than the Midwest. Now it's flopped. It's flipped, not flopped. And then you have a plan, right? Anytime I'm going to wash today, I either get onions or paper. There you go. You have a plan. Or seed. Grass seed's a big one out there. And for a reefer, you're probably doing apples or some kind of produce. Or frozen fish. Frozen fish comes out of the south or the northwest. And it takes time to learn those things. It takes time. It takes a few times going out to Washington to figure that out. Right? Now, as it stands right here, there's not much coming out of the northwest on the 1, 2, 3. And if we go to DAT, let's take a look at the hot market map here. Let's go to dashboard. Let's see what Washington's doing. 571 in, 476 loads out. So we can click on this number. This gives us all the loads coming out of Washington State. And it looks like Landstar's posted 6 postings of a partial coming out of Lakewood. Looks like Brad is trying to repost this many, many times. Because I'm thinking it's got to be only one load. Because if it could fit on a whole truck, wouldn't it be better to move as a full load? Here's 222 to go to Montana. Well, do we have a path out of Montana? So what we do is we go back to the dashboard. Let's look at Montana. 87 loads going in and 24 coming out. Probably not a good idea unless you want a deadhead for a while. So if we go back to that, go back that list and you can kind of see. Where was it going in Montana? Oh, did it disappear? Personally, I would do this one to California and then go east. SPI Logistics has that. That's CDN's board. Company, I mean. Yeah, Great Falls, Montana. So if we put in Great Falls, when's that deliver? It's probably 7/17. Picks up today. Probably delivers Friday. So we go to Great Falls, Montana. Put this for Friday. Search. 9 results. $1.05 to go to Phoenix. $1.21 to go back up to Washington. So you're getting 2 something out and 1 something back if you want to go back and forth. So let's expand our deadhead a little bit, which brings down our rate per mile, but let's do 250. Search. Brings it up to 21. So that Montana load's probably not a good idea unless you live in Montana. Right? Meanwhile, 1, 2, 3 is like, yeah, this all sucks. California's green, so that's why you want the shortest route to the best state. If you're in the Northeast, the shortest route is to Ohio. If you're in the Southeast, your shortest route from Florida is to Georgia. You get a better rate out of Georgia than you will Florida. But we're living in a time right now this week where it seems like these Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan's kind of struggling a little bit. If we go back to here, I mean, Michigan's definitely better than Montana, right? Let's see what it's looking like over here. 866 in and 688 out. Let's take a look at Ohio. 1415 in and 1442 out. So you definitely got volume on your side, but not, the computers are going to say, oh, we can bring this down to this. Oklahoma's got 648 in and 434. Look at Oregon, though. Oregon's got more out than in. But it's July, so volumes are down. Isn't Oregon where Christmas trees come out of Oregon, Washington, and Michigan? That in my experience. Okay, or keep being inflexible and help drive up the rates for the drivers who will go northeast. There you go. Mrs. A's got it. She's heard me gripe a little bit. Look, you're self-employed, so you have the freedom to say, you know what, I ain't doing that. I ain't going there. But when you are literally going out of business and you're having to borrow money and you're having to get cash advances and you still refuse to do the work that your truck is meant to do, then you might have to reevaluate whether you should be self-employed or not. Give me a second here. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, people. It's like, what are you doing? I'm live. Oh, crap. I know my friends that aren't subscribed to me. I can pick you out. That's funny. Yeah, you are late, Randy. Look, STTN, Shannon, Randy. They are anytime, anywhere types. They are looking to run smarter, not harder. And that's the thing. You got to know the difference. And if you don't want to do 3,500 miles in a week, then you need to work smarter. You need to fix it where you don't have to run that way. Or fix your expenses where you don't need to run that way. Why are you getting notifications? Well, that's what YouTube does. Only place I won't go is broke. We'll go anywhere else. That's kind of like that. That's very good. That's. I mean, dude, that's perfect. There really is. Look, was I home a lot when I ran my truck? Yes. And you know what? Jeff had to call me one day and say, you know what, dude, you need to beef this up a little bit or else you're going to go out. And so I did. And that's when my strategies, here's the thing. When you first enter the spot market, you're going to zigzag all over the place. You're going to try to find this. You're going to try to figure out that, and pretty soon it becomes exhausting. And so you find your 2 or 3 brokers that you like working with that have never tried to cheat you out of detention or lumper payments and have consistent, decent paying freight. They're trying not to run you down 20% lower than everybody else and that kind of thing. And you could tell that they have a good relationship with the customer. And then you stick to their loads. And then at one point you're like, why am I paying for a load board? Because I hardly ever use it. Well, I mean, if you go to a mechanic shop and you see all the tools, you'll see that, they're not using every single tool every single day, right? And you're going to find a groove. And the ability to be flexible when that groove or that gravy train goes away, that's where your true test is. And so once I found my groove, I kept it. Caught up a few things, made sure I was good here and there. And then I discovered that, you know what, if I if I did my 34s under a load at home, which I could do since I live right off at I-44, then that increased my income. And let me give you a history. Like, there's another YouTuber that brings this up, and I'll bring it up, all right? There was a time where I had trouble dispatching myself because I was still in Landstar mode. Oh, hold on. I told you guys the odds of me getting interrupted were pretty good. So, anyways, I normally don't go this late, but I don't know. I almost didn't go live, but I felt inspired to bitch about people using free load boards. Is it better to run off recap or do a 34? Is there advantage to this? It depends, right? It depends on what your cost per day is and how look, because I've been having this discussion with a couple of drivers. If you're running Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, if you're running in Arkansas, if you're running these states area here, essentially yes, but your rate per day is going to be limited to whatever the market's giving. So what you would do is you would look at let's look at Ohio here. And let's look at everything let's sort this by trip. Is trip on here? Yeah, here we go, trip. So it's going to start on the low ones. And so when you start looking at the 105, 110, what's the rates for these? Well, $390 a day, that's nothing. You can do better than that. So you're looking at like, okay, $352 a mile, but it's 122 miles, but is that same day delivery? Probably not. Now, as we get further down, let's get into the 300 or 400 mile range. Okay, we're in the 221 and we're still looking at 650, 600 a day. All right, 248 miles for $700. Well, here we go. 259 miles, $950, but it's going to PA. Right? So yeah, you're at your 8 hours, but plus a lot of dock sitting. So what I found, and let me go back over the history. So when I first started the spot market, Jeff was concerned Took him about a year to tell me that I needed to beef it up, and I did. And then, and what I had to do is I had my friend Harold Huffman. He helped me. He helped dispatch me. He hooked me up with a good CH rep, and he was looking for loads for me. Pretty soon I was booked ahead, and what I have found is I had to close the gaps, and that's what Harold was helping me do, and he showed me how to do it. And the CH rep would help with that as well. He's like, okay, I got this load going here, and then from here I can get you to here, and from here I can get you here. Boom, $4,500. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I looked at my clock. Good, we're good to go. And what Harold and I talked about, what we found is that 10 days on, 2 days off tended to be the way to go. So you run full balls first week. Make sure you land in a good spot on Monday or Friday. And then the next week you would try to do some recaps. Everything all right? All right. That's so anyways, if you only do 8 hours a day, you're limited to these $600 to $800 a day loads. And you're going to sit at docks a lot. You're going to sit at truck stops a lot. Whereas if you can do something that's more 550, 600 range, let's see if we can scroll down and find these. And then I got to go. I got about 5 or 10 more minutes, and I got to go because my son needs my help. Here we go. $1,000, but it's going to Baltimore. 356 miles. Here's the $1,000. Where's this going? PA. Right? So a method could be out and back. Look, $1.47 to go to Wisconsin. Yeah, you're only driving 8 hours. That's a 400-mile trip, but can you live off of $600 a day before your carrier's cut, before fuel, before your other expenses? So there's a happy medium. You need to combine some short ones to fill in some gaps to some longer ones. I'm not saying you got to cross country, but the best sweet spot that I've seen is the 700 and 800-mile loads. And time management is critical for that. So there's no right or wrong. It's just, if you do look, here's the deal. If you can time your resets that you can do them over the weekend, sometimes at home, which is what I did, then that's the sweet spot. And if you do have to run recaps, you want big hours to run recaps. You want your 8, 9, and 10-hour recaps. But if you end up needing a recap in the middle of the week and you're in a bad area, that's not a good place to be. So it depends on how you time it, where you time it, and when you time it. So these breaks in the show are brought to you by Snorelord. Yes, you've got the Viking Brew, and you've got the Berserker Brew. This is my favorite because it's got more caffeine. There you go. Thank you, STTN. It's delicious. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, man. I'm sorry I haven't been live consistently, and YouTube is punishing me now because I've only got 22 people in here. There are times when I get 100 people in here, and they're like, yeah, you haven't been live in a while, so you probably suck. And I do sometimes. So, anyways, strength for today, over tomorrow. Also, before I forget, the Snorelord OG channel, which if someone be kind to put the link up there, I'm doing the carnivore 40 days of carnivore. So make sure you check that out. We talk about how the system is trying to kill you and destroy you. Strength for today, over tomorrow. Peace.